Welcome to Showcase. So Showcase is a completely brand new series where I have 5 minutes to tell you 5 different things about a game. The amount of times I mess up is included, so the timer doesn't stop. But if I go over time, even by one second, one of you will have a chance to win the game. It's that simple. So as a quick disclaimer, obviously there are a million factors that goes into, how 5 minutes are dictated and so forth. But I just want to keep it fun and lighthearted. It's just supposed to be a fun little series where it keeps both you and me, for that matter, because I won't know either, on our toes to see whether or not I make it in time. Now, on top of that, I think it's just a fun little way of giving back to the photography and gaming community that has been very supportive to my channel so far. So, with all the boring stuff out of the way, let's get started. So, can I get some dramatic lighting in 3, 2, 1? Oh, and can we also zoom in a little bit? Perfect. Nice and dramatic. Why am I sweating? Well, here it goes. I can't look at this. Okay, so wingspan. Okay, now in the wingspan expansion, you're getting a bunch of different bird powers. Different powers that trigger at the round end, powers that increase interaction between players. You'll have birds that can cover multiple spaces, so that way you have more profitable actions in the future. And then you'll also get birds that profit from excess resources and cards. Now all these new European birds are designed so that way you can just shuffle them straight into the deck, and they'll also fit along with future expansions. You also get this brand new purple tray. You'll get a color score tracker, end of round reference token, a bunch of other end game tokens, obviously new birds, and purple eggs. Oh my god, I look already. What? So that's what the game is. Number 2, what do I like about it? The purple eggs! Just kidding. Am I? See, this is why the whole series isn't gonna work out for me, because I'm like playing around half the time instead of actually doing what I'm supposed to. So my favorite mechanism that just got added to Wingspan is the fact that you're able to have brand new bird powers that lets you steal from other players. Any kind of mechanism which lets you increase player interaction, even if there are non-happy emotions involved, I'm always up for it because it just makes it more fun. It spices up gameplay. Wingspan, the base game, definitely isn't the type of game that does that to begin with. So I'm really happy that they were open to do that, at least in the expansion. So because for the most part, Wingspan is a self-sustained engine builder, in that you're pretty much building up your own resources. Other players don't really get too involved. You're pretty much gathering resources and building up your own habitats and bird powers, and that gradually get stronger or more resourceful over time. Now to keep going on that point, I also like how they added bird powers where you're able to reset the bird feeder, and also the black-throated diver. This one lets you discard all remaining face-up cards and refill the tray. So any kind of cards that kind of just wipes the field makes the gameplay that much more interesting. Just imagine gameplay as a fishing string, right? And the scissors are those different mechanisms. If you're using scissors to cut, if you're holding, oh my god. But if gameplay is fishing string, then these new mechanisms are pretty much you taking scissors to cut that line. So now you're just scrambling to grab the other end of the line in order to keep the gameplay together. 1 through 10, how great was that metaphor? I'll take 5s. But either way, I love games that have mechanisms like that because it keeps the gameplay fresh, exciting, and it easily increases replayability. Now number 3, what I think the game can improve on. Okay, so bottom line, this expansion doesn't change too much because in the end, you're pretty much just getting a brand new set of bird powers for the most part, but it does feel way more balanced. Now is that a bad thing? No, because if you like the base game of Wingspan, the expansion is meant to be just that, right? It's just expanding on what the gameplay originally is. So I think it's fine that it doesn't change gameplay around too much because the Wingspan mechanism were already loved features to begin with. For the end game goals, I don't think they were too big of a deal, at least from all the rounds that we played in our group, because not many of us focused on them and we still scored really high anyway. But I do like the fact that they did increase end game goal rewards. You have new bird powers that pretty much doubles the points of end around goals. So I like how it gives incentives to focus on goals more. And one thing I'm not the biggest fan of is when you have player powers where, for example, choose a food type and all players gain 1 food of that from the supply. Any kind of mechanism that pretty much gives 1 resource to everyone, I feel like it's a little bit redundant because it's well, everyone didn't have that resource to begin with. I get the whole we're all at different stages of gameplay and we have different amount of resources that qualify for different factors, but I don't know. I just feel like it's not as fun as other mechanisms where you're able to steal different player powers and steal different play resources and stuff like that. So who would like this game? Well, pretty much anyone that likes Wingspan. If you like Wingspan, if you like engine builders or card drafting mechanisms or games where you're constantly building resources and managing them, even if you don't like the theme, because for me, if I'll be honest, but once you get past that, it's actually really cool. I love how they include little facts about each individual bird, and now they're expanding onto Europe. But I think that's really cool because at least they set the foundation for birds from other continents and regions and so forth. However, I wouldn't put Wingspan too high on my list if you have someone in your gaming group that likes to calculate every single step of their move to the point where it takes them like half an hour to perform their turn. This is definitely the type of game that's gonna make you wait. But if you're okay with that, then go for it. I would say it's probably a little more complicated than gateway games, but it's definitely a great step too for those that are getting into the board game hobby. And lastly, a closely related game is Seven Wonders. So Seven Wonders, again, the similarities are that they're both card drafting. They both have like end of round bonuses and turns where you're constantly building and building until you reach the final round or the final end game where you're scoring all your victory points based on all the things that you've generated. You know, you have different player powers, you have different paths that you can go in order to score points in different ways. So if you like that type of mechanism in Seven Wonders, you're definitely gonna love Wingspan, especially this European expansion. So, how did I do? Lovely. So clearly I've gone over time. It's now 12 minutes at the time of this recording, but you know, that's why it's called a pilot episode. Which means that one of you are gonna win the European expansion. All you have to do is leave a comment down below about anything. Did you like the series? What do you think I can add on to it? What game do you want to see next? Anything at all, just leave a comment down below. And then by the next episode of Showcase, I'll announce the winner before I start episode number 2. I don't know how long the series is gonna last. I don't know if people will like it. I don't know. I want to kind of get a feel for it and see what you guys think. Now with that, I do have a couple of reviews coming up, followed by the next board game I'm gonna do, which I haven't fully decided on yet. And then the next board game, of course, along with some photography tips. So a lot of exciting things happening. I hope you guys are here to join me by following me on all my social media platforms, subscribing, and of course, the notification bell so these videos don't get lost in your feed. Until next time, thank you guys so much for watching and supporting this channel. I'll see you on the next one.